Hello and welcome, new and old Pikmin fans. You know, Kevin has been quite the collector since he was little. Maybe that's why I like Pikmin so much. Like, seriously, there hasn't been a mainline title that didn't have you collecting something. And to my knowledge, all collectibles were directly related to the plot. Okay, well, to be honest, I guess it wouldn't be as compelling if they weren't related. Anyhow, Pikmin are little men made specifically for picking things up. And it seems to be unclear as to what Pikmin 4 wants us to be collecting. If you want to get to the bottom of things, the best way to do that is to start from the top. There are two things directly stated in the trailer. First thing, the collectibles are called treasure. Second thing is, we are also collecting castaways. And despite the fact that we can see a couple of instances of fruit, I'm uncertain if that will be a returning mechanic, as, well, they don't collect them at any point in the trailer, and they have the same visual cues as treasures currently, which seems to very specifically be a sparkling effect. And you know, taking that into consideration with how our protagonists seem to be stuck, I believe that this is Nintendo's attempt at integrating Sparklium from Hey Pikmin into the main series. For the uninitiated, Sparklium is a fictional fuel source used by Olimar's ship, the SS Dolphin II. In Hey Pikmin, this fuel can be found in sparkly or cherished objects, and was used not only to restore the ship's abilities, but to power up Olimar as well. Something important to note is, yes, it is only a fuel source. It is also useless for a spacefaring vehicle without the Sparklium converter. Why I want to point this out is for an upcoming section. But first, let's cover castaways. This is a bit reminiscent of Pikmin 3, when you had to collect Olimar or Louie. However many times they made you do that in story or otherwise. And I know, oh, you see a guy getting carried around, you immediately think Pikmin 3 and not the other games. I am specifically not worried per se, but I feel that the castaways can be used as more than just a collectible. There's a large amount of potential here if they have several people to save. They can spice up how you collect these characters, such as Olimar was someone you had to escape with instead of just beating up whatever creature had him captive. This could also potentially unlock new narratives or opinions on creatures and objects of the world, which personally has been a favorite part of mine, and I bet many others of Pikmin. Speaking of parts, ship parts that is, Pikmin as a series had this as its first ever collectible, and it's also currently the last one as well, whether you see Hey Pikmin as the most recent one, or Olimar's comeback. Of course, there seems to be a little bit of evidence that we might also collect ship parts. Why else would I bring it up, even though we see none out and about to my knowledge? The large ship itself seems to have landing props and something on top of it that ends up being fixed or changed between the scenes that they appear in. I mean, obviously, this doesn't confirm anything, but I could totally see them having us juggle all sorts of collectibles in Pikmin 4. However, let's assume though that we are only getting one or two types of collectibles, under the pretense that ship parts upgrade exploration over time, money finishes the game, but then you just make more anyways because how bad could you possibly be? Fruit extends your time, Sparklium upgrades the captain abilities and can end the game. And of course, random doohickeys can be slapped onto a captain or even the ship to level up capabilities. I think considering this, that castaways will work similarly to ship parts, being a way to unlock areas in a freeform fashion. Think stars in Mars 64 or Galaxy. While the overarching goal will be Sparklium to return to home. But also, people have been saying that this back here, by the way, it sparkles just like a treasure, could be the SS Dolphin, or some version of it, which is the ship of a very particular spacefaring adventurer, Captain Olimar, and I think this is very likely if we were collecting Sparklium, because, well, in Hey Pikmin, the SS Dolphin, when crashed, leaks sparkles. So if this is his ship, that is fuel leaking out of the ship. This makes a lot of sense because the only way that this object could be Olimar's ship is if it landed nose first, as you can see that these are the fins of the ship. Of course, I'm not one to typically not entertain a theory, and you know what? I feel it might be worth exploring the implications. If you're interested in that and enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe so you can be notified of my next upload, because in my next video, I'll ask and answer the question, Olimar?